But remember what we talked about, and this is clear space. So this is basically saying that you can't put anything that's going to be busy or any type or anything inside of this space. It has to at least have this much space around it. And this is another example of what we saw before, where it's like, don't alter the colors, don't change the colors, don't alter the proportions, and so forth and so on. Don't blur the logo right here. Do not invade the clear space. So this is an example of what we just saw before. So if you go here, this is saying that you cannot put anything in this space. This circle is in that space. Okay? So this is another example of what I was talking about before. So for example, when I was talking about evergreen, so if you had like the logo here, say this was the evergreen logo right here, and then you had I don't know, mentoring here, and then there's another division that was drug abuse or something, and this was like teen parents or something. So you have the primary logo, and then you might have other things that run across it. So that's how you develop a brand. So this is the primary brand mark, and these others are sub categories that work inside and with this symbol, this logo. I'm going to move forward with this, all this stuff. So this is just showing how you can use, this band here, limitless futures happening here, how that ties in with all the stuff that they do. So, you take a step back here, they use it here, and it can be in these two different colors. It's a stripe, using their colors, typography. So if you're using, these images, using these stripes, you get these. So this is not for you guys to take literally and say, I'm going to use a band. You should not be using this. What you should be thinking about is, are there parts of your logo that you're making, that you're developing, that can be used to pull into the advertising, the website, the vehicles, the cars, the hats, whatever you do, that makes it more specific to the organization. So that's kind of what they're doing here. They're basically saying that this strip is the element that they want to use to tie in everything that's related to Louisville. So it's everywhere. Now this is an example of letterheads and envelopes, which you guys will be designing these too. But you can see how you have the logo here, and then you have the address and whatnot here, and then the copy starts here. And the same for these. Now these don't have to be this basic. I would like for all of you guys, when you start to work on these, to really do some stuff on the envelope and the letterhead too. So you want to do some that are simple, but also give me some ideas of, does this have, like, for example, would this have the Louisville head on it? And maybe the Louisville head is really light, and in the background, behind this letter. Is it just using just part of the bird, or just the mouth? Maybe it's just using the mouth in here. Is it that this envelope is just all red? So there's different ways of doing the stationery, and this is just one example. But if you look at here, look, everything still stays the same. It's consistent.
都是
Logo,
很一致性的还是在那里，
and then on the back of the card, that same strip that we've been seeing everywhere.
就是一样的。我们可以在那个地方看。
Okay, so this is the last example. So this is St. Mary's. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys this is because for those of you who don't know, I think St. Mary's is, I don't know,
我觉得
they're
Saint
Catholic.
Mary，
I'm not sure. Is anybody familiar with St. Mary's College?
你们谁知道这
Of
个
California?
Saint Mary College 在加利
Gale?
什么呀？这个你们谁知道？
Okay, well, they're a school in Moraga, which is not too far from here.
这个离这里不远。
And let me read this. So they're a Catholic church.
这是呢一个天主教堂。
Not a church, a Catholic college. I'm sorry.
这是个天主的 college 学院。
So the reason why I wanted to show you this is because this guideline is for their basketball and sports program. So basketball for men and women. And so this is the logo for them. So the main primary logo is actually a square. It's a symbol in a square. And this is like a sub-brand within the university, within the College of St. Mary's. So let's move forward on this. So here, remember, this is what we talked about when I asked you guys to do research. Find out what is the inspiration for designing the logo come from. So we go back to this, and then we look at this. You look at parts of this shield and whatnot. You start to get a sense of where this symbol is coming from and why they did it the way they did. Colors, primary logo. Now we get into the type here with the logo. So you can even see how the type is used too. So this type is it's being designed based on this type of look and feel. Okay. So if you look at this also, they break the logo down into several different parts. So you can either use this as the primary logo, right here. Or if you just want to use just the word mark. So if you want to use just the word mark, they're using just this. If you just want to use just the name of the Gale, the G stands for Gales, then you can also just use this too. Or the shield, you can even pull out this shield and use it by itself. But if you're using the primary logo, which you'll probably be using this most of the time, this is what you would use. So this is just a breakdown of how that logo and all the different logo types and the logo type here and here, and then the shield is used on different background colors. So you notice how these are changing slightly. This type is red as before. Here is blue. It's red here. They're slightly different than there. One color. Reversed out one color. One color. And then we get into the do's and don't do's. Now, this particular element is something that they added into the system. So this is not a logo at all. and it shouldn't be used as a logo.
它不能够作为一个 logo 来使用。
But before, when we looked at Louisville,
看这个的话呢，
the school I just showed you before, where they used that long black and red band.
他们
You guys remember seeing that?
对，他用那个斑的那个斑。
That this is sort of like you being used the same way. This is just another way of tying in the an element that ties in the St. Mary's Gale, so you kind of know that this belongs to them.
你可以看到啊，这个就是。
So if you look at this, they've used this as well on their system.
然后他把这个用他们系统里面，看到这个的时候，就觉得他这个是属于他们这个体系里面的系统里面。
Letterhead.
这个是。
So if you look at their letterhead, they still used it the same way.
这个是有点新。
And even on here, look. So this is the front of the letterhead. All it has is just the logo. And then you flip it on the back side, and it's just this flap that has the color, and it has that this element right here reversed, or just kind of like a percentage of this color blue. And then you have the address is actually on the back. It's not even shown here. It's on the back, which is fine. And then we get into merchandise. Now this is all very basic and simple. I'm hoping that all of you guys will push this and do a little bit more than just have just the symbol on there. Is the bib in a color? Is a shirt in different colors? Is there a design that goes on here that picks up on the logo? I think that's it. Okay, so the reason why I'm showing you guys all of this is because we're getting ready to get into branding, and we're getting ready to sort of finalize all of the logos that you guys have been working on up to this point. And so what I'm going to do is now we're going to take a quick break, and then for the rest of the day I'm going to individually go to each one of your stations and sort of work with you and get you make sure you're on your way with your logo and everything is going fine with